Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my vegan banana bread. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment down below. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with 3 bananas. Now, ideally, you want your bananas to be brown and spotty and ripe. However, mine were not, but that's okay. It's still going to be doing the same thing. And this recipe, I got it off of Clean and Delicious here on YouTube, aka Danny. However, I did modify this recipe into a bread. Hers were actually cookies, and they were these banana oatmeal cookies. And I thought I could use that and make a bread. So the whole structure of this recipe is hers. It was created by her. However, like I said, I did tweak it out and modify it to make a bread. So here I'm just smashing the bananas. Next, I'm going to be using 1 1/2 cups of oat flour, and I honestly just make my own flour. I think it's better to make it than to buy the oat flour because all you have to do is blend oatmeal. So I like to use old-fashioned rolled oats. And like I said, we're going to be using 1 1/2 cups of oat flour. Then we're going to be using 1/2 cup of coconut flour, and I'm using Red Mill's coconut flour. Now you don't actually need to use the coconut flour. I use it because I like the flavor of it, but you can just use the oat flour and you'll be fine. Instead of doing 1 1/2 cups of oat flour, you would be doing 2 cups of it. But here I'm using 1 1/2 cups of oat flour and then 1/2 cup of coconut flour. And since I was running low, I just decided to pour the rest of it in there. Then I'm going to be adding cinnamon, and I'm just going to measure with my heart. You can add as little or as much cinnamon as you like. And then 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And then some vanilla extract. Make sure it's the imitation kind. I'm just kidding. I grabbed the cheapest one at the store, so that's why it says imitation vanilla extract, but you're going to use 2 tablespoons of that. Now you're going to see me walk away because I forgot to grab a bowl to mix our egg replacer in. Now I'm going to be using the Red Mill's egg replacer. And if you're not vegan, you can just go ahead and use a regular egg, but I'm making this recipe vegan, so I'm using egg replacer. Now, if you don't have egg replacer in hand, you can always just use a chia egg or a flax egg, whatever kind of egg replacer that you want to use is fine. And the way that I like to make mine is I use 1 tablespoon of the egg replacer with 2 tablespoons of water, mix it up until it makes an egg-like consistency. And basically what that does is just help everything bind together like if it was an egg. Also, I apologize for the background and the noise. If you can hear noise in the background, I'm sorry. I'm also trying to learn how to edit and do voiceovers better. But since I film on my phone and I edit on my phone, it's a bit trickier and harder. But I promise I will get a proper camera and equipment so I can do better setups and film better. Just bear with me. And there's that egg replacer finally. Took like 10 years. Pour that in. Then I'm going to be using 1 cup of cashew milk. You can use any non-dairy milk of your choice. But if you're not vegan, again, you can just use regular milk. I like to use cashew milk. You're going to mix that up. Then I'm actually going to go back and use another 1/2 cup of my cashew milk since the consistency was kind of dry and thick, and you want it to be not runny but not super thick either, so it's going to be just right. You kind of have to eyeball it. Sometimes I use 2 cups, sometimes I just use 1 cup. It honestly depends. Like I said, kind of eyeball it. And there I am with that 1/2 cup of cashew milk. Give that a big ol' stir. And I'm going to leave all of the measurements down in the description box. I don't know if I said that already. Now I'm going to go in with some vegan chocolate chips. I like to use the Lily's brand, and this particular one is the no added sugars kind. Then this part is completely optional. I decided to drizzle in some honey since my bananas were not ripe. I didn't want my bread to be like unflavorful and bitter, and I wanted some sweetness, so I decided to put a little bit of honey in on a whim. But again, if your bananas are ripe and brown, you don't need to add the honey because it's already going to be nice and sweet. Then you're going to grab your baking dish and spray it with some olive oil. Now you can use a loaf like this or you can use muffin tins. It depends on what you're trying to do. Gonna pour that mixture. Hurry up, girl. We don't got all day. Gonna spread that out nice and evenly. Then I'm gonna top it off with some more vegan chocolate chips, mostly for presentation purposes. Sometimes I also like to add in some walnuts. That's really good too. So whatever topping of your choice you can do. Then we're gonna put this in the oven and we're gonna bake it for 55 minutes. And it's gonna be set to 365 degrees. There you go. Put it in. And it should look something like this when it's done. Super soft, moist, and chewy. Kind of reminds me of capirotada. If you're Mexican, you know what's up. And that's it for today's video. Bye.